I welcome you all to Aquaexchange. At Aquaexchange, we use the latest in technology to improve the crop yields of farmers, bring more reliability to the entire farming process, and help the overall ecosystem with the right data from the farming process and the follow-on value chain points. The genesis of Aquaexchange is when we as a team understood that the large sector of aquaculture, which is contributing to almost 12 to 15% of entire Indian agri exports, has not received any formal finance in any form at all till date. That kind of data point started us off on our journey of understanding the entire aquaculture value chain and specifically understanding the farming process. Once we got into the farm level and the farmer level and interacted with the farmers, we realized that there are certain specific farmer level problems which need to be addressed at the first level, and only then we can add value at the finance layer or at the top levels of the value chain. And that's when Aquaexchange took its shape in the current form, and today we serve all the farmers with technology solutions which are helping them reduce the cost of production, increasing their peace of mind, and bringing more reliability to the farming process. The main areas are the farming process itself. The biggest problem today that Indian farmers face today is the fact that the farming process is not reliable. It is dependent upon human intervention at many points, and as we all know, the more human intervention we have, the less reliable processes become. So with technology, we at Aquaexchange, we try to solve that pain point first. So to give you an example, the operation of aerators, which is very critical for the animal welfare by providing them the right oxygen content, that itself was manual earlier, and that brought in a lot of angst and worry to the farmers, wherein they were always worried whether the aerators are in operation, whether they are maintaining the sufficient oxygen levels, or they infusing the right amount of oxygen into the ponds or not. Now we solved that by providing IoT solutions through which today's farmers are able to directly access the pond conditions from anywhere in the world. That we believe, I think, is the best kind of intervention that we have done at the farming level. Naturally, with any new technology, there will be apprehensions. So did our customers. They had apprehensions initially. Also because in aquaculture, there have been many false starts before our entry into the space. Now, given that, it took a while for us to first showcase the benefits of the technology. So from that perspective, from that learning, the way we modeled our entire solutions is with the thesis that every solution should have an immediate ROI. So all our solutions, every kind of solution that we create, it has a 1 month to 2 month ROI period. That means if the farmer is investing 1 rupee today, should get at least 2 to 3 rupees as in the same monetary terms within 1 to 2 months. When that happens, and when a farmer sees tangible benefits, measurable and tangible benefits in a short period of time, that's when the trust builds. And for us, I'm happy to say that most of our device adoption has been because of the word of mouth, because of the positive response that we got from the farmers themselves. So I firmly am of the opinion that for any technology to be adopted, especially by farmers, I think the ROI or the tangible benefits should be in a very short interval. So today, if you see, we at Aquaexchange are very happy to announce that we saved more than 1 crore rupees for aquaculture farmers in India in terms of their energy expenses in our last 12 months of operations of installing the devices at a mass scale. That also, we're also happy to say that given that the energy of aquaculture is subsidized by the government, we also saved about 4 crores for the government exchequer through this process. As much as I'm talking about monetary terms here, the bigger comfort is the fact that we made more than 5 lakh phone calls wherein we alerted the farmers to potential critical events in their farms, wherein if it was not attended to, it could have resulted in the loss of crop. So for us, saving the crop for the farmers, alerting them at the right time gives the most comfort, in addition to, of course, the monetary benefits the farmers are reaping because of the technology adoption.
నా పేరు కృష్ణంరాజు. ఇది తుమ్మలపల్లి విలేజ్ ప్రీవియస్గా 5 ఎకరాలు చేసేవాళ్ళమే. ఇప్పుడు ఇది అప్రాక్సిమేట్గా 15 to 16 acres ఉంది. కల్చర్ అనేది ఒక 5 years నుంచి చేస్తున్నాం. ఇది అయితే ఆక్వా ఎక్స్చేంజ్ ద్వారా మనం ఈ ఫీడర్లు బాగా యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాం 1 year నుంచి. ఫీడర్ అయితే బాగుంది ఇప్పుడు, ఎందుకంటే మంచిగా స్ప్రెడ్డింగ్ అవుతుంది. లేబర్ వర్క్ కూడా బాగా తగ్గుతుంది. రెండేసి ట్యాంకుల కాడికి ఒక మనిషిని పెడుతున్నాం ఫీడర్స్ ఉన్నందువల్ల. సీడు ప్లస్ అన్ని ఐటమ్స్ ఆక్వా ఎక్స్చేంజ్లో అవైలబుల్ ఉంది. ఫస్ట్ సీడ్ తీసుకున్నాం, తర్వాత హార్వెస్ట్ వరకు కూడా మొత్తం మెటీరియల్ అంతా ఆక్వా ఎక్స్చేంజ్లో అవైలబుల్ ఉంది. ఏదున్నా వాళ్ళకి కాల్ చేస్తే ఇన్ టైంకి మొత్తం మెటీరియల్ అంతా ఇన్ టైంకి పంపిస్తున్నారు వితౌట్ ఎనీ డిస్టర్బెన్సెస్. ఎందుకంటే ఫాస్ట్గా వస్తుంది కాబట్టి ఫాస్ట్గా మనం కూడా వేరే ఇబ్బంది లేకుండా ఫాస్ట్గా కల్చర్లో కొద్దిగా ఫార్వర్డ్ అవ్వగలుగుతున్నాం. అందువల్ల కొద్దిగా మనకు కూడా బాగా ఎక్కువ ఉపయోగం ఉంటుంది. ఏపీఎఫ్సి ఉన్నందువల్ల అరౌండ్ 10 to 15% పవర్ అయితే సేవ్ అవుతుంది. ప్రతిదీ కూడా మనం దీనివల్ల ఒక 10 to 15% అంటే ఇదంతా ల్యాక్స్లో ఉంటుంది. కాబట్టి ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఎవ్రీ మంత్ బిల్లు వచ్చేది ఇంతకుముందు 80,000 వచ్చేది. దీనివల్ల ఏంటంటే ఒక 10 to 15% అంటే ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఆల్ 12,000 to 15,000 వరకు కూడా ఎవ్రీ మంత్ సేవ్ అవుతుంది. ఈ పవర్ మాన్ అండ్ ఏపీఎఫ్సి వల్ల బాగా ఉపయోగం ఉంది.
Today, Aquaexchange IoT solutions are being used in more than 35,000 acres of shrimp farms in India. I'm happy to say that this more than 10% of all shrimp farms that are currently doing culture here in India. Now, at such scale, we are able to provide the right use case for farmers, and we are able to help the farmers mitigate any potential risks in their crop. So today, all these farmers, from the comfort of their mobile phone today, are able to happily check the conditions in their ponds from wherever they are. This has now also made it easy for the farmers to spend more time with their families. So earlier, because it was such a critical aspect of monitoring the farm, many a times the farmers were actually living on the tank bunds actually, right? Leaving their families, leaving their children, kind of not attending any social events. We are very, very happy and proud to say that today with this technology, the farmer is happily sleeping at home. He's happily spending time with his family members, with his children, attending parent-teacher meetings. Well, all this is possible because today he is able to monitor the entire pond conditions from his just mobile phone. And he is happy and content that if at all there is a critical risk, he knows Aquaexchange is going to call him and Aquaexchange is going to alert him. The biggest benefit that we have kind of brought into the entire farming process, especially at this stage of aquaculture today in India, is the fact that we are giving the confidence back in terms of saying this culture is reliable, is sustainable. So today, when the key question across all farming circles, when farmers are even questioning the viability of farming, we are very happy to say that we are in our own small way bring that confidence back to the farming community. That we believe is the first kind of main impact that we have created into the entire farming culture. Now, given that we have a few millions of people whose livelihoods are dependent on the aquaculture ecosystem, in an indirect manner, we are actually supporting all these millions of people in this particular ecosystem. In addition to that, we are specifically improving the sustainability in this entire farming. How do we do that? Because in addition to technology, using the technology as a platform, we are also enabling low-cost finance to the farmers and also supplying inputs at the lowest cost possible. However, in the methodology or in the process of kind of providing low-cost inputs which reduces the cost of production, we are also embedding sustainability practices into the entire process, wherein a farmer who adopts sustainable practices or who adopts best practices, he is going to be incentivized immediately with a lower cost in terms of his inputs. Such immediate incentivization is actually making many of our farmers to adopt sustainable practices even without them even noticing such an activity, right? Because the intent is to reduce the cost of production. That is what, when the primary actor, who's the farmer, has an incentive, that's when we believe that sustainability can be achieved at a mass scale. Historically and culturally, aquaculture has been a men-dominated sector, especially the farming side. One of the main reasons for that is also that it's a physically intensive process where earlier the farmer was supposed to spend most of his or her time on the farm. Now, why bringing in the technological tools through which we can get the right data points and the right decision making points through the comfort of the mobile phone, I'm happy to say we have enabled more women to come into this particular sector. In addition to that, the traditional kind of hardware manufacturing companies, already most of them employed men. So we are very happy and proud to announce that all the tools, all the electronic tools of Aquaexchange are manufactured only by women, and that too women from the local rural areas who are now working in the comforts of better working conditions and are proud in terms of contributing to the agricultural productivity of India through hardware and electronic tools. So our entire production is done by women is something that gives us a great deal of comfort and pride.
నా పేరు కనుమూరి భవానీ అండి. నేను ఇక్కడ వేరవల్లి గ్రామంలో నివసిస్తున్నాను. నేను వచ్చి ఒక సెప్టెంబర్ నుంచి కంపెనీలో జాయిన్ అయ్యానండి. అప్పటి నుంచి మాకు కంపెనీకి రావడం చాలా అదృష్టంగా భావిస్తున్నాం. కంపెనీలో ప్రతి ఒక్కరిని కూడా ఒక రెస్పెక్ట్తో చూస్తారు. పని కూడా మాకు తెలియదండి, ఫస్ట్ వచ్చినప్పుడు ఎలా ఉంటుంది ఏంటి, ప్రతి ఒక్క పని మాకు తెలియని పని మాకు నేర్పించి చేపించారండి. ఇప్పుడైతే ఏ పనైనా మేము చేయగలం అన్న నమ్మకం అయితే మాకు ఉందండి. ప్రతి పని మేము చేస్తామండి. నేను ఈ కంపెనీలో జాయిన్ అవ్వడం వల్ల నా కుటుంబ పరంగా అయితే చాలా బాగుందండి. బయట చాలామంది ఇక్కడ ట్రై చేశారు, వాళ్ళు వేరే వేరే పనుల్లో ఉన్నారు, మాకున్న ఫెసిలిటీ అయితే వాళ్ళకి లేదని చెప్తున్నారండి. మేము చెప్పే విషయాలను బట్టి వాళ్ళు కూడా అలాగా చెప్తున్నారండి. నెక్స్ట్ ఆక్వా కంపెనీ ఇక్కడ రావడం వల్ల మా చుట్టుపక్కల ఉన్న గ్రామాలు చాలా వరకు వీటిని వాడుతున్నారండి. వాడడం వల్ల తక్కువ ఖర్చుతో ఎక్కువ లాభం పొందుతున్నారని వాళ్ళు చెప్తున్నారు. ఈ టెక్నాలజీ ఇంకా డెవలప్ అయితే మాకు ఇంకా బాగుంటుందని మేము భావిస్తున్నాము. ఇక్కడ పనిచేయడం వల్ల మాకు ఫ్యామిలీలో వచ్చి మా పిల్లల్ని చదివించుకోవడం కానీ మాకు ఇంట్లో ప్రతి ఒక్క అవసరానికి ఉపయోగపడుతుందండి.
Yes, I mean women are important in this sector, so we are also taking baby steps in this aspect wherein we create awareness programs, we speak to women entrepreneurs or women farmers. So there are a few who talk to us and to try to understand how better this can be done. There are a few who try to kind of use these tools to manage it better from the confines of their home, right? So yes, definitely with more kind of proliferation of these tools, we firmly believe that more and more women will take up aquaculture farming in India. Yes, definitely. I mean, after the technology kind of has been implemented, we also realized that the farmers, I think, have better smiles on their faces because they're able to spend more time with families. This came out as an unexpected outcome. We never intended that to be part of the ROI process. But today we see that our farmers are spending more time with their families. They're part of more social activities. And all that is possible because they are now confident and happy or content that they can manage all their farms from their mobile phones today. So one of the large scale impact points has been the enablement or bringing finance, kind of low cost finance and banking finance to farmers. So today at the scale where we are with more than 10 to 12% of the entire farming community working with us, at this scale we are able to enable finance to them from the banks, and that too collateral free debt is what we are aiming to provide the farmers. Now this one activity is going to help the farmers in terms of reducing their entire input costs by a good deal of percentage, which will itself bring in viability to the farming process. So that's the main goal that we have today at a larger scale, where we want to bring in the large banks to offer direct debt to the farmers, and that's also collateral free debt from a crop loans perspective. We thank Caspian for the kind of wonderful support that they have provided in terms of scaling up the solutions. At a time where we were looking at kind of managing about 2,000 to 5,000 acres, with the right support provided by Caspian at the right time, we could scale up to 35,000 acres or 10% of all the farms, primarily because of the right support we received and the belief and trust that the Caspian team had on the entire value addition model that we were working on. I think really thank the Caspian team because it's one of the first believers in this model. First of all, the best thing I see with Caspian is the adoption of technology at every point, at every interaction point, right from a document submission, right from the interactions, everything is done online. For example, things which would take like ages with paperwork in terms of any other financial institution, we could all do it online through Caspian. That makes the job far more easier. It also helped us focus on the right aspects of our business, which is helping farmers. So I kind of appreciate the Caspian team for the entire technology adoption, which has made the entire process of onboarding of Aquaexchange into Caspian, it's a smooth process. So when Aquaexchange started operating, or when the devices started going out, obviously the first model that we followed was we were selling the devices, because we were only focusing on the technology part of it. We were focusing on the value that the technology is bringing to the farmer. After a few months of our interactions with the farmers, after a few cycles of this device have gone out and supported the farmers, then through the farmer interactions, through the close interactions we had with the farmers, we also realized that many other smaller farmers are unable to kind of use this technology because of the entry barrier or the cost barrier. That's when, to democratize this technology and to bring it the access of this technology to even the smaller farmers, that's when we moved to a technology as a service model. So today all our Aquaexchange solutions, especially the technology solutions, go out on a lease model, wherein a farmer is only paying for a lease for a period of 6 months. That is because it's a crop cycle basically, right? So a farmer's vision or view is always from a crop to crop, crop end to crop, beginning to crop end. So now we fit our devices and the viability of the device into that particular vision, and that's when we found the best comfort with the farmers. So today we're happy to say that we aligned with the farmers' interests and we moved from a selling technology space to a technology as a service space today, and that's where we found the best comfort and best adoption of the farmers.
నా పేరు శ్రీకాంత్. మేము ఆక్వా కల్చర్ చేస్తున్నాం రామపురం విలేజ్లో. 3 years బ్యాక్ 4 acres చేసాం. అప్పటి నుంచి తర్వాత మాకు నెక్స్ట్ ఆక్వాఎక్స్చేంజ్ అనే కంపెనీ మాకు సపోర్ట్ ఇచ్చి 4 acres అనేది ఈ 3 yearsలో 2.5 acres బిలో చేస్తున్నాం. మాకు పవర్ మోన్ అనేది 3 years బ్యాక్ వచ్చింది. అప్పుడు తర్వాత అలా రికవర్ చేసుకొని ఇప్పుడు మనకి 1 year అవుతుంది. స్టార్టర్స్ వచ్చాయి. అలాగా నెక్స్ట్ ఇప్పుడు ఆక్వా బోట్ అని ఫీడ్ మిషన్స్ వచ్చాయి. ఆ ఫీడ్ మిషన్స్ వల్ల మనకు బాగా పర్ఫెక్ట్స్ కనబడుతున్నాయి. నెక్స్ట్ మనకి ఆక్వా బోట్ అనేది వర్షం పడినా, నెక్స్ట్ మనకి ఫీడు సైజ్ వేరియేషన్ లేకుండా మామూలు మన రైస్ స్టాక్కి చాలా ఉపయోగపడుతుంది. మనకి బాగా సపోర్టుగా ఆక్వాఎక్స్చేంజ్ బాగా ఇస్తున్నారు. మనకి ఈ స్టార్టర్స్ అనేది ఆన్లైన్ పెట్టారు. దానివల్ల మనకి కరెంట్ పోయినా, నైట్ టైం కానీ డే టైం కానీ కరెంట్ పోయినా మనకి వెంటనే వెళ్ళి కంప్లైంట్ చేసుకోవడానికి మనకు ఒక ఫోన్ కాల్ వస్తుంది. ఆ ఫోన్ కాల్ చాలా ఉపయోగపడుతుంది. నైట్ టైం జాగ్రత్తగా ఉండడానికి మనం చూసుకోకపోయినా ఎక్కువ ఎకరస్ చేస్తున్నాం కాబట్టి మనకి మ్యాన్ పవర్ ఉండదు కనుక మనకి ఆ నెక్స్ట్ ఆక్వా అనేది ఫోన్ కాల్ రావడం వల్ల మనకి చాలా 5 minutesలో కంప్లైంట్ అనేది చేయగలుగుతున్నాం. ఈ నెక్స్ట్ ఆక్వా రాకముందు మేము 4 acres చేసాం. ఇప్పుడు ఆల్రెడీ 200 acres అండ్ 300 acres వచ్చింది. ఇంకా మ్యాన్ పవర్తో పెంచుతున్నారు వాళ్ళు. ఇంకా 200 acres చేయడానికి మాకు ముందుకెళ్ళడానికి మాకు ఇంట్రెస్ట్ కూడా ఉంది చాలా. ఎందుకంటే మాకు ఇప్పుడు ఆ 4 acres అప్పుడు చేసేటప్పుడు 3 acres వీళ్ళు రాకముందల 3 acres అప్పుడు చేసేటప్పుడు ఎంత కష్టంగా ఉందో ఇప్పుడు 300 acres అంత సింపుల్గా చేస్తున్నాం. సేమ్ అదే క్వాంటిటీలో అంత లేబర్ దీంతో చేసుకుంటున్నాం.
Today for a farmer, there are two main kind of priorities. One and most important priority is to have a successful crop. The second priority is reducing the cost of production. However, from any technology company's perspective or any new company's perspective, if you look at it, it's tough for a farmer to immediately believe that some technology is going to help him improve his success rate or sustainability immediately, because it's a long-term kind of impact. So from that point of view, we first address the second problem of the farmer or second priority of the farmer, which is reducing the cost of production, because there the impact is immediate and the incentive is also immediate. So given this short ROI, we find the first comfort with the farmers, and later on when the farmer works with us with 2 to 3 cycles, that's when the farmer also gets the comfort on the other side of it, which is the success rate and yield of the crop itself. So from our addressing perspective, we take the second priority first, farmer second priority, which is the cost of reducing the cost of production. Then after getting the right relationship with the farmer, we address the first point, which is increasing the success rate of the farms. In the entire value chain today, if there are any inefficiencies from a financial inefficiencies perspective, that is because of a lack of data. We have seen in multiple sectors across the world that with the right data points, with the right data at the right time, the decision making is far more effective. That impacts in the end result basically, wherein the result could be better. So the first thing is, with the right data in the system, the success rate of the farms is increasing, the yield is increasing. That's one clear point. The second one is, it is also increasing the trust among the ecosystem players, and that's very essential in terms of bringing the right efficiencies, especially financial efficiencies. Imagine an insurance company pricing the risk premium. With the right data, the premium definitely would be a far more affordable thing rather than a system or a kind of ecosystem where there is complete data opacity. The first thing is, from the ecosystem perspective, there are certain areas of operations in the farming itself which can be definitely improved with technology, and through which we can reduce the impact on the overall ecosystem too. A simple fact, for example, if we can reduce the wastage of feed in the farming, that will impact in two ways. One, less feed produced would mean less soya used and less kind of, let's say, stress on the entire environment. The other way around, the feed wastage is also impacting the water in terms of increasing the various elemental contents of the water, which will affect the follow-on aquamarine ecosystems. So by saving feed, for example, we are helping both these areas. So similarly, for example, with our kind of power monitoring technology and automatic power monitoring technology, we are helping the farmer reduce even the energy expenses, through which we are helping the entire ecosystem in terms of reduced power production. So there are multiple areas wherein technology is going to directly and indirectly help the overall ecosystem in terms of climate, in terms of water quality management, and in terms of also energy resource management by efficiently using the energy resources. The ultimate goal of Aquaexchange is to bring in reliability into the entire farming process. Today, if there can be a situation where a farmer need not worry about the overall kind of end pricing that he's going to get, and if he doesn't worry about that while farming, basically, right, wherein he's questioning the basic viability of farming, wherein he is in doubt whether he's going to kind of stay afloat or not. From that position, if we can bring to a farmer to a position where we can say, I'll do the culture, I'm only kind of my only variable is maybe the margins, but my success is going to be a sure thing. That kind of situation is where I think we have to bring the farming today using the technology, and that's the ultimate goal of Aquaexchange. And for that to happen, we definitely need a company or a solution which is integrated across the value chain, and that is what Aquaexchange's baby steps have been in terms of becoming an across value chain player and helping the farmer from all possible angles, be it technology, be it finance, access to finance, be it getting the right quality inputs at the right price, or being getting the right price for the produce also, irrespective of any short-term conditions. Now, that's the reason why Aquaexchange is a full stack service provider, wherein it's helping the farmers from all possible angles, and we are sure that in the short time only, we will help the farmer to reach to a stage where the farming itself is going to be definitely sustainable and it's going to be definitely successful.